Hi everyone, Tom here from Luda's Gym, and today we're going over wave 2 of the Garage Gym workout series. So for the first 3 weeks, we did lots and lots of high repetitions of basic fundamental strength movements, or you could call this GPP, General Physical Preparedness, just getting the body generally strong for anything we want to do after that. So for the next 3 weeks phase now, we're going to bring the repetitions down a little bit, so we're going into a little bit more hypertrophy, a little bit more power and speed work. But we're going to follow the same fundamental movements, the squat, deadlift, bench press and overhead press. So there's an accompanying spreadsheet that goes along with this next 3 weeks. So Luda's members, you've all got access to that. If you're not a Luda's member, then give me a message and I can send that over to you, that's not a problem. So yeah, today we're going to get into a squat session and we're doing front squats today. So front squats require quite a lot of flexibility for people who haven't got that flexibility. It's normally the limiting factor is why their front squat doesn't look that great. So you've got flexibility of the ankles, flexibility of the hips, and then the thoracics, the upper back, the shoulders basically. So we'll go over those three areas and how to stretch and how to develop that flexibility. So the first thing I want you to try is an ankle flexibility test. So up against a wall or a box like I've got here, I want you to place your thumb and fist as a marker up against the box, and then your foot up against that. Like so. And then from there, what we should be able to do, whilst keeping a nice straight foot position, is push our knee to the box without the heel coming off the floor here, okay? So don't let the knee collapse in to a weak position. The knee has to track straight over the middle toe. And that heel should stay flat on the floor there, okay? If you're coming to say here, and then the heel's coming up, then you know you've got a little bit of work to do. So that's going to be one of your biggest areas to work on, okay? So just something for you to try out on that one. So let's get straight into the stretching. So let's start with the ankles whilst we're on it. So we're going to do everything stretching wise on a bench today, or if you're at home on a box, on a sofa, whatever you've got available. So the first stretch is, call it just a foot on the box stretch. You're going to put your foot on the box, same as what we did with that test before. You're going to push your knee as far forward as possible whilst keeping the hips square. And if you're comfortable, put some weight on it to try and progress that knee going forward, making sure this heel stays down, okay? So you may feel a little bit of a pinching sensation in the front of the foot, that's okay, but the main stretch should be on the Achilles and up into the calf in here, okay? So chest is up, this looks exactly the same as the front squat, knees going forward, out to the side a little bit, and just spend some time in here. If it's a weakness for you, do 3, 4, 5 rounds on this. If it's not a weakness, just do one, just to do the checklist. Yeah, all feels good, and then we can move on to the next stretch. So that's feeling good today. So then we'll move up into the hips. So on the box again, I'm going to put our leg across the box, like so. The other leg is going to be tucked in and pushed down, kind of like a raised pigeon pose if you've done the yoga before. So we're trying to stretch the glute around here, piriformis. You may get a little bit of hamstring as well. If you bring your chest down, that sometimes intensifies the stretch, for some people it doesn't. We're just trying to open up this hip socket here, okay? So same on the other side. If you want to do this a little bit more actively, you can try and almost push the bench down, squeeze into it, exhale, then release into the stretch. Inhale, push the bench down, exhale, release into the stretch. And that's how you can get more progression on that one. Okay, so for the shoulders and the thoracic region of the spine now, we'll do the pray stretch. So we need a little bit of space. Ideally a surface that's the same height as your hips. Elbows are going onto the box, hands together as if you're praying. And then you're going to push your head down the side of the box, making sure your knees are underneath your hips at 90 degrees. Your elbows aren't out to the side, they're straight in front of you. And you're trying to push your chest to the floor, trying to get your elbows back behind your ears. You'll feel a stretch in the lats and the shoulders, and maybe the upper back as well. So like with all the stretches that we do, if it's a weakness, do it lots until it's not a weakness. And then once we've done enough stretching, when you feel like your body is ready to move on, then we'll move into the warm-up then, okay? Okay then everyone, onto the warm-up for the squat session today. So we're doing another GPP warm-up, which is 4 sets of 20 on 3 different exercises to get the body moving for the squat movement that we're trying to achieve, okay? So first exercise is going to be an overhead squat. So there's a few variations of this, depending on what equipment you've got at home. So the most basic is just a strap, a band, or even a long sock. The wider you have your hands, the easier. So start nice and wide, straight above your head. I want feet shoulder width, toes pointing forward, bum back, hips open, chest up. Got to keep that band or stick or whatever you're using straight above your head, okay? So don't let it do this to you. Got to stay in that upright position. Want 20 repetitions in there. It may start a little bit tight, but it'll loosen up towards the 4 sets of 20, okay? The variation I like to do, which is a bit harder, is putting a band around something high, and then pulling your arms back, so the band is constantly trying to pull you forward, so it makes you engage your upper back a lot harder than you normally would. So up in here, try not to let the band pull you forward, try to really squeeze back into it. So 20 reps on the overhead squats, whichever version you want to go for, and then we've got the power fold. So ideally, you've got a band and something to attach it to at shoulder height. Your furthest away arm is going to hold the band first, other hand is coming under that one. Walk it out, as much tension as you want, and then from there, you're going to squeeze your trunk, your abs, your core, whatever you want to call it, into this side position here. And we're going to hold for 30 seconds. So you should be able to feel your trunk all the way around here is holding the position, not the arms, okay? The arms are just pieces of metal, whatever you want to think of them as, and this is the core that's holding you. So 30 seconds in this position here, and you can go 30 seconds on the other side on the next round, okay? So there'll be two lots of each side, basically. So the further you stretch the band, the harder it becomes. If you haven't got a band, you can tie a rope to something. It's just something to pull against, or a strap, or last resort, just literally like something upright, like a door frame or a tree, and just pushing your arms against it. You can still get the same feeling. You're just trying to move this that way with your abs for 30 seconds. So it just practices that isometric hold, that core stability, okay? And then third exercise is hamstring curls. So a few options again. If you've got a band, great. Pop it around your ankles like so. A little bit of tension on the band, and then curl your heels into your bum, release. Nice and easy, 20 reps in here. If you haven't got a band, you want to use some sort of weight. So a dumbbell, literally anything like a rock, whatever you've got. Put it between the base of your feet, squeeze it together, and then curl up in there, okay? So use what you've got, 20 reps on there, and then you're straight back into your overhead squats, 4 sets of 20 on each exercise, okay? Right, so after that warm up, we're going into front squats as the main exercise today, okay? So we're doing 10 sets of 5 at a really low percentage, so a lightweight, because it's the movement we're getting back into that we haven't done for a while. So something really like 30-40% of a 1 rep max, or what you think a 1 rep max would be, okay? So if your 1 rep max was 100, you'd be doing 30-40 kilos. Leave that down to you to decide. And we're going to do 1 set at the top of every minute for 10 minutes. So make sure you've got a clock. When the clock gets to 12, you're going to start your first set. Your 5 reps will take you 10, 15, 20 seconds maybe. And you've got the rest of that minute to rest then. When the clock gets back to the 12, that's when you start your second set, okay? So there's all the 10 sets will take exactly 10 minutes to do. Now in terms of the front squat, every single person can do this at home, okay? It doesn't matter if you haven't got a bar set up like this. Hold a kettlebell, hold a dumbbell, hold a big pot of paint, literally whatever you've got that's got a little bit of weight to it, just hold it up by your chest, okay? The technique stays exactly the same. So this is the setup I've got set up here today. This is the only bar I've got left in the gym now, and I'm using straps to emulate strength of the upper back for the log press. But if you've just got a normal straight bar, and what I want you to do is, if we go over a little bit of technique, just move your straps out of the way. What I personally like to do is to have 3 fingers on the bar, so the little fingers are coming underneath. I've positioned my hands just outside shoulder width, so that when I come under the bar, my hands will be just on the outsides of the shoulders, okay? And then from there, I'm going to put my feet straight under the bar, push my elbow up the one side, get the bar right suck into the throat, and then push my elbow up, boom, the other side, and then bring the elbows back both to the middle here. So before I lift up, it's important that this part of my arm is parallel to the floor. If it's pointing down, I'm lifting with my hands. If you get any weight on this, that's going to hurt your wrists. You want the weight sitting into the throat, so you're picking it up with your shoulders, okay? If It's hard to breathe, it's in the right place. It's the best way to think of it. So 3 fingers on the bar, coming up here, lifting up with the shoulders, walk it back, feet pointing straight forward, same as that overhead squat was doing. Bum back, knees out, keep the elbows up the whole time, okay? Don't let this happen. Keep in this position here. So the weight's always on the chest and it's never falling forward, okay? So just do as many warm-up reps as you want, work up to that 30-40%, and then hit your 10 sets of 5. Okay everyone, so to finish off, we're going to do some walking lunges. All you need is a little bit of space and a pair of legs, that's it. You're limited by your creativity on walking lunges. You can do them just body weight, you can hold a strap or a stick above your head in that overhead squat position. You can hold 2 dumbbells down the side, 2 kettlebells by the side, 1 dumbbell, 1 kettlebell, or a bar if you've got one. I'm going to go for a wobbly setup on here today, makes my core work a lot harder. So 3 sets of 20, I'm going to go 10 up, 10 back, 3 sets to finish off. And until next time guys, stay safe, stay inside and stay strong.